Okay, what if your to-do list could actually tell you the future? No, I'm not talking about some crystal ball thing. I'm talking about a realistic, data-driven look at when your work is really going to get done. Today, we're going to dive into a tool that promises exactly that, and it might just change the way you think about deadlines and your own capacity forever. So, here's the plan. We'll start with that all too familiar problem, the endless to-do list. Then we'll meet Mira, see how it predicts your deadlines, figure out how to handle those at-risk tasks, get super clear on what this tool isn't for, and finally, wrap it all up with how you can master your true workload.
All right, let's kick things off with the core problem here. And honestly, it's a feeling I bet every single one of us knows way too well.
You know that feeling, that sinking sensation when you look at your to-do list and it just feels like a black hole? You've got all these tasks, you've got deadlines, but there's this massive gap between the two. You're basically just crossing your fingers and hoping you can pull it off, with no real clue if it's even possible.
And look, the problem here isn't that you're not motivated enough. It's not about working harder. The real issue, the thing that traditional to-do lists completely miss, is that they have zero visibility into your real workload. They're just a wish list, you know? They're not a reflection of reality.
Okay, so what's the fix? Well, let's meet a new kind of to-do app that's built from the ground up to solve exactly this problem. And this is it. This is Mira. Its whole deal, the thing that makes it totally different, is that it doesn't just show you a list of things to do. It actually calculates and tells you when you're realistically going to finish them by creating these intelligent, estimated delivery dates. So we're moving from just wishful thinking to actual data-driven prediction.
Right, so you're probably wondering, how on earth does it do that? What's the magic behind it? Let's pull back the curtain and see what's really going on.
It's actually a pretty straightforward three-step process. First, Mira just watches you work. It learns your unique habits. You know, how long things actually take you versus what you estimated, how often you get interrupted. Then, it takes all that data and its complex algorithms, build a personalized profile just for you. And finally, it uses that profile to dynamically calculate realistic delivery dates for all your tasks. It's kind of like a personalized weather forecast, but for your workload. And this isn't just some random guess. The predictions are based on some really key ingredients, the stuff that actually happens in a real workday. It looks at your estimates, sure, but it also looks at how accurate you usually are with those estimates. It factors in your interruptions, and it looks at your entire task list capacity. It's the whole shebang. And here's what's so cool. These calculations are completely dynamic. It's not a set it and forget it thing. It's more like a living, breathing system. Every time you make a change, add a task, finish something, shift a priority, the whole thing recalculates instantly. You always have the most up-to-date picture.
Okay, that's the how, but what about the so what? How does this actually help you go from being at risk to being on track? Let's get into the practical side of taking control of your deadlines.
So first things first, let's define an at-risk task. It's super simple. It's any task that Mira predicts you're not going to finish by the deadline you set. That's it. Think of it like a smoke detector for your to-do list, an early warning that something might be about to go wrong. And when that alarm goes off, Mira gives you a clear game plan. Step 1, you get a powerful early view of any tasks in jeopardy. Step 2, you can immediately reprioritize your work, shuffle things around to protect those really important deadlines. And step 3, for anything that's still at risk, you can proactively communicate with stakeholders. And that last part is so important. This is the real power move. If a task is still at risk even after you've juggled things around, you don't just hope for the best. You can go to your stakeholders way ahead of time and say, hey, just a heads up, this is looking risky. You can manage their expectations backed by actual data, not just a gut feeling. It totally changes the conversation. All right, it's also really important to know what Mira isn't. To really get the most out of it, we need to set some clear expectations about what lane it stays in. Okay, first up, Mira versus your big project management software. Think of tools like Jira or Asana as being for the whole team's project, tracking who's doing what across the board. Mira, on the other hand, is all about your personal workload. It's where you track your tasks and only your tasks. It's not a replacement, it's a companion that works alongside those tools. And here's another big distinction, Mira versus productivity trackers. Those trackers are all about looking backward. They measure every little activity to see how you performed in the past. Mira is a planning tool. It's all about looking forward. The whole point is to help you predict future outcomes, not to give you a grade on what you've already done. So let's bring this all together. What's the ultimate why behind all of this? Why is this so powerful? Let's talk about mastering your true workload. When you have this kind of clarity, a lot of amazing things start to happen. You can actually manage expectations with stakeholders. You finally truly understand your real workload. It lets you focus your time on the priority work that matters. And you get the data you need to confidently push back on lower priority stuff. And maybe most importantly, you can manage your work/life balance. It's about avoiding burnout, not by guessing where your limits are, but by actually seeing them. And really, underneath it all is the simple power of having a single source of truth. When you build a full picture of your entire to-do list in one place, you save so much time and mental energy just deciding what to do next. It just keeps you focused on your priority tasks, plain and simple. So I want to leave you with this thought. Imagine shifting from asking yourself, what do I have to do, to asking, what is truly possible with my time? What could you achieve if you really knew the answer to that question? When you have that kind of clarity, it changes everything.